A little electronic intervention in the fight against obesity? Oh no, what the FBI has to say about the UFO, what's got engineers feeling antsy, and a little science romance on today's Daily Orbit. Hello and welcome to the Daily Orbit. I'm Emerald Robinson. Eating, just can't seem to stop. I hear ya. Well, new technology is putting a little charge into controlling your appetite. Scientists are developing a microchip which they claim can suppress appetite. Just a few millimeters in size, the chip will attach via electrodes to the vagus nerve, which communicates between the gut and the brain, and will be able to read electrical and chemical signals indicating appetite. This little chip essentially says to the brain, "Whoa, slow down, buddy," or "Drop that fork" altogether. But it's still going to be a hot minute before it's available, as they plan to start human testing in 3 years. However, they say it could be an alternative to weight loss surgeries in the fight against obesity. God, I can't stop. What was that? A new memo entitled UFOs or No, the Guy Hotel memo, released by the FBI, has got unidentified flying objects headlining again. In the 2 years since the FBI opened their online repository, The Vault, the most read doc has been a 1950 memo telling a third-hand account of flying saucers. The memo tells the story of 3 flying saucers with 3-foot-tall men dressed in metallic cloth, so aliens knew how to dress. But the FBI says it was written too late to be describing the Roswell incident, and it was most likely the result of a hoax conducted by a convicted man named Silas Newton. So the FBI must seriously want people to read something else in The Vault if they're taking time to write a memo about it. This next story will have you feeling antsy, but it's pretty cool. Scientists have developed robotic ants that mimic the behavior of real ants. Instead of following each by scent like real ants who emit pheromones, these mechanical ants, or Alices as they have been dubbed, follow each other by using their antennae to follow the light trail left behind by other ants. In a maze test, the robot ants slowly began to navigate the maze successfully by following one another until they found the most efficient route in just 30 minutes. Talk about smart little robot ants. I keep picturing them singing, "Whistle while we work." Well, even though that makes no sense, robots really can't whistle. Last week we talked about the massive migration of Americans to the coastal regions, and now a new poll says that Americans want additional measures to be put in place to prevent destruction from massive storms. And those polls said that if you want to move to the coast, then you need to pay the bill. The poll was administered by Stanford University and prompted by the recently devastating Hurricane Sandy. It showed that the majority of people believe that the temperature and sea level are rising and will translate into more storm damage. Americans favored more proactive prevention efforts, but were clear that those living in coastal areas should be the ones to pay for the additional preventative measures. Researchers say poll results should be helpful for coastal county policymakers. They said the question is, how does public support for preparation translate into action? And NASA is taking action in monitoring the ozone layer. It plans to launch a new highly sophisticated ozone sensor to the ISS in 2014, called the Stratospheric Aerosol and Gas Experiment 3, or simply SAGE 3, that's so much easier to say. From there, SAGE 3 will be able to monitor ozone levels in the troposphere all over the globe by analyzing the light that passes through the Earth's atmosphere when the sun or moon rises or sets. Its predecessors were used at the end of the 70s and in the early 80s to confirm the ozone layer's decline. The new SAGE will be able to tell us exactly how the ozone is recovering. NASA says essentially SAGE 3 is analyzing the colors of the sunset to track ozone. It sounds romantic, but this is hard science. Well, personally, I like a little romance with my science. Well, that's all for today's Daily Orbit. We'll see you right back here tomorrow, Orbiters.